After watching a movie at night, I turned off the TV and fell asleep pretty quickly. But I didn't sleep for long. An hour later, I was woken up by a noise in the area of the windows where a parrot was peacefully sleeping on the floor in its cage. I opened my eyes and slowly shifting my gaze, I was horrified. Right in front of the cage with the parrot, a black child was sitting with his back to me. It was clearly visible. Moonlight flooded the room. The child was watching the bird cage. As quietly as possible, I tried to get out of bed, but all I managed was to wheeze heavily from impotence. My body did not obey me. After a couple of seconds, I began to give myself arguments that all this is happening in a dream, but no matter how, the sound of the movement of the second hand on the wall clock was clearly audible in the room, and all the objects in the room were incredibly realistic. I don't remember such dreams. Apparently, hearing my attempts to get up, the child sitting by the cage began to turn around. I was even more amazed. His skin was not just black, it was crusted, as if after a fire, and his eyes were completely white and indifferent. Almost without moving his lips, the child whispered something. I could not make out what exactly, and looked at me point blank. I can't say how much time has passed from the beginning to the end of this event, but I managed to consider the baby completely, and also believe in his real existence. A few moments or minutes have passed since the beginning of all this devilry. I do not know, but at the moment when I began to feel that control over the body was returning, the child began to disappear before my eyes. Slowly, for about 10 seconds, his skin and body began to be sprayed around the room with large ash and disappear on the fly. I just cowered in the corner of the bed and sat motionless and trembling with fear. What happened to me that night? I still can't find the answer to this question. Perhaps my vision has something to do with the past of this apartment. Maybe something else. I'm sure of only one thing: I was definitely not asleep at that moment.